Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome back to 30 Teams in 30 Days. For day 29, we're going to be talking about the best team in all of Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees. Because it was opening day, or at least they were playing in the game tonight, I had to wear my New York Yankees tie. In 2025, the New York Yankees went 94-68. They were able to have their second most wins since 2021, which was also tied with their wins last year. They were also able to score the most runs since 2019. Now, to end 2025, they were on an 8-game win streak. However, was not enough to overcome the Blue Jays, who they did have the same record as, but because the Blue Jays did win the head-to-head series, 8 wins to 5, they did get the number 1 seed. While they had a bye, we had to fight through the wild card, which we did meet the Boston Red Sox. And even though Boston won the season series 9-4, we won the wild card 2-1. When it counts. And as we move on to the ALDS, unfortunately, we did meet our match as we lost 3-1 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, here's the thing. The Toronto Blue Jays did not win the World Series because of poor base running and being an inch too slow or too far away from the plate because the Dodgers are better than the Blue Jays. In any case, this is also coming to light that not one player can win you a world championship. Because, let's be real, Aaron Judge was all world. Not only did Judge lead the Yankees in categories, he led Major League Baseball in categories, including all the ratios, and was between second and fifth in runs, home runs, RBIs, and walks. He is a dangerous, dangerous man. Moving from one Rookie of the Year to another, Cody Bellinger had a pretty good season his first year here in New York. He did have better stats, slightly better stats, than he did his second year or last year in Chicago, but he did see pretty significant bumps in runs, RBIs, home runs, slugging, and on-base percentage. Now, honestly, I really don't like Cody Bellinger. Didn't think he was going to be a good fit here, but I'm glad I was wrong. Another New York Yankees transplant, Giancarlo Stanton, and another guy I've not really ever been a big fan of, did have a pretty good year in 2025, despite missing about 40 games. He did start the year on the IL because of an elbow or shoulder or something like that, but it actually was better in the long run because he was healthier throughout the season and was actually playing late in the August and September games. In those 77 games, the very similar numbers did include home runs, RBIs, and walks. So again, better for him, better for the health. So let's hold off on using him so much, especially early on, so he can be available later on. As we continue talking about guys I'm not really a big fan of, Jazz Chisholm is the next guy in line. Really didn't like the Giancarlo trade. Really didn't like the Jazz Chisholm trade. I've just never been a big fan of him. He seems so lackluster and lackadaisical, like he doesn't care. Yes, it's supposed to be a child's game, it's supposed to be fun, but when you're in the home run derby, dude, you look like you could have been anywhere else and you would have been just as happy. Now, I'm not saying I don't like the 30-plus home runs, the 30-plus stolen bases, and the 80 RBIs, but I can do without the 18 errors. Brother, come on, dude. You got to get better. As you talk about guys getting better, we have to talk about Ben Rice. He showed why he was the better catcher than Austin Wells in 2025, and I am super happy. He did play in twice as many games and did see some bumps in pretty much all of his stats. I also want to take a minute and say this was strictly a transition. I know he only played 36 games at catcher. Austin Wells played the rest of them. He did play most of his games, did Ben Rice at first. But I don't mind Austin Wells. I thought he looked funny with the World Baseball Classic team because he was clearly the odd man out. You know what I'm not saying, you know. As much as I would love to keep talking about guys doing well and improving for us, I now have to go to the guys who let us down, who had shortcomings. First person we're going to talk about is Anthony Volpe. Okay, enough said. Next, Paul Goldschmidt. He was great up until May 18th because he was batting .347. And from there on, he just went down all the way through the end of the season and was hitting .274. Now, that's not bad at all. But the counting stats, he had 10 home runs. He did have 31 doubles, so that's good. But he only had 45 RBIs and 36 walks. Brother, especially a first baseman, we need more than that. Everyone needs more than that. And now moving from first over to third, Ryan McMahon. Our very underwhelming midseason trade. Our opportunity to really bolster this lineup, and this is what we got, bro. You had more strikeouts than hits. You had 4 home runs, and you had what's the stat even say? 208 average. Lord! As we move to the pitching, you have to know that we are going to talk about injuries because we can't get away from it. I felt really good. I feel really decent about this rotation going into 2025, but of course, the injury bug got us. Garrett Cole, Tommy John surgery, internal brace, whatever it was, and then Luis Hill with a strained lat. Now, he did eventually make 11 starts for us with 57 innings pitched, so that's good, but Would have been nice to have you for the whole year. And then once we got into the year for the first half, Clark Schmidt was doing very well. Was actually on a 28+ innings pitched of no-run ball. Woo! And was actually in the midst of a no-hitter with 103 pitches through 7 innings. Boone called him. We won the game, but man, that would have been awesome. Then 2 starts later, he left early, and guess what? Tommy John for the second time. First time he had it in 2017, so he's gone for the rest of 2025, or was gone for the rest of 2025, and probably half, if not all of 2026. Who knows? But however, once Clark Schmidt went down, we brought in the Schlittler. Cam Schlittler took his place in the rotation and went off. He came in like a wrecking ball. He started 14 games, had 5 quality starts, ended the year with a 4-3 record, had a sub-3 ERA, 2.96. He did have a 1.22 whip, so that wasn't great. But in 73 innings pitched, he had 84 strikeouts. That is going to get you a spot in the rotation next year. And also some injuries that probably did not hurt his opportunity to get a start in this rotation. In any case, we're going to be looking for him to continue to do well. But there are some other guys that, again, we have to take the good with the bad that just really let us down. First of all, Marcus Stroman. Okay, moving on to the next guy. If there's anything that's more heartbreaking than seeing a trade you don't like, it's seeing some of the best relievers in the game absolutely poop in the bed with diarrhea, roll around in it, and hold it up like, look at my pretty picture. That is what the guys in the bullpen for the Yankees did. It was terrible. Oh, God, it was awful. In the bullpen, the Yankees had 5 guys with 14 or more holds. All of them had a 3+ ERA. 2 of them had a 4+ ERA. The Yankees also had 6 guys with closer experience in their bullpen. Should have been good, right? 2 guys had 10 or more saves. Okay, you got options. Well, we had 21 blown saves. We had 5 guys with at least 3 blown saves, and a total ERA for the bullpen being 4.37. What is that going to do? Not win you a world championship. That's what it's going to do. Moving on to the prospects, we have 4 in the top 100, 2 infielders, 2 pitchers. The 2 infielders, Kilby and Lombard, are doing very well. They both make really good contact with the ball, both keep the bat in the strike zone for a good amount of time. They're also said to have 20-20 potential or 25-25 potential, so 25 home runs, 25 stolen bases, which would be great because we got power and we got speed. As to the pitchers, they have both made improvements on the mound. They both make really, really good pitches. Both have decent secondary stuff, and both could be in the majors for spot starts or if injuries flare up in the next year. So 2026 might be the year of the prospect, at least pitching-wise for us. As we move to the arrivals and departures, this sounds like one of my fantasy videos because we have one really good incoming guy, and I don't know if he's just really good or he's just one of the best that we have. Ryan Weathers, pitcher for the Marlins, or former pitcher for the Marlins. Going out, we have Devin Williams, thank goodness. Luke Weaver, thank goodness. And Marcus Stroman, thank goodness. As we do the fantasy assets, you go out on a limb and say you want Judge, you'll want Belly. Unfortunately, you probably want Jazz. Probably wouldn't be bad to have Ben Rice. Deeper, though, you might look at Wells, you might look at Stanton, you might look at Grisham, and even deeper than that, do not look at McMahon, but you might look at Kilby and Lombard as guys if you can stash them. Moving to the pitching, Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon will be on the IL to start the season, but they will be coming back hopefully soon. So Ryan Weathers, Mr. Schlittler, definitely want Max Fried. Those are going to be the starting pitchers. And then for the bullpen, Camilo Duvall and David Bednar. But I mean, I have shares with Bednar, but that's about it. I really don't feel good about this bullpen. So now we move on to the bold predictions. This hurts my heart, man. I don't think the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. We're going to get owned in the AL East, and we won't even make the wild card. I also don't think that Judge is going to have as good a year. I mean, that was a pretty phenomenal year he had, but I think he's going to have less than 40 home runs, less than 100 RBIs. I don't want to manifest it, but injury bug could be a thing. I do foresee Bellinger having good numbers. Not like, Aaron Judge numbers, but I foresee them having very similar numbers. Judge will probably have more home runs, though, but in any case, that's going to do it for day 29. That pains me to say, and especially because we're ending on a note where I have to talk about a team that did better than the Yankees, even though they were the same record, but one of them went to the World Championship, World Series, and one did not. Oh, well. Tomorrow when we talk about the Toronto Blue Jays, and that will be our last day. I'm excited because then we're getting to even more baseball, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. And they are getting ready to start our first pitch right now. Opening day's baseball is here. I'm going to get this edited. I'm going to be watching this game, and I hope you are too. Go Yankees. This is Jake Cake, and I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.